The 7 eras of Fortnite competitive. This video is gonna go over the entire history up until I'm pretty sure last year of Fortnite competitive. This is a video by my boys at We Clutch Up, so huge shout out to them. Remember, subscribe to this channel if you guys are new, as we're so close to 6,000 subscribers, and we're also trying to hit 10K subs as well. Do what it says above my head. Please use code KDOG in the item shop if you guys want to support me even more. We got a long video though, so grab your snacks. Let's get into it.
The thrill of victory.
World Cup days, man. Cold and scented. Oh my, bro. Fortnite lands are just so good, man.
Zayt is in the open, taking the L.
Bro, I miss Zayt.
Of defeat.
A magnet, and that is unfortunate.
Fortnite.
Bro, this video is about to be a banger.
The max tarping in.
I remember this clip.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what is that?
Since the dawn of the game in 2017, fans and competitors alike have gone on a journey. From humble third-party tournaments to some of the biggest events esports has ever seen.
I'm doing Friday Fortnite this Friday.
Congratulations to the first ever Fortnite World Champions.
And the questions we always ask, but never quite answer or agree on. Who is the best player of all time?
Who was the GOAT?
What does peak Fortnite gameplay look like?
Oh my god.
Bro, I think this was
Who
like
performs best
before
when the
Peterbot
lights
really
are the
blew up.
brightest?
Or like, not blew up, but like to what he is today. So this is gonna be like a
So
full
let's talk
nostalgia
about the
video.
7 eras.
All right,
of
7 eras of
what
competitive
they are,
Fortnite. Let's go.
And the players and moments that make them so special.
Let's get it, man.
Era 1 is the birth of Fortnite before it was an esports.
Pre-tournament
The game
era.
was new and just catching up.
Oh my gosh.
Of the game. It's fun.
And Clutch Up is still in its Era 1, but we want to bring you amazing
Ninja is
content for a long
hyper.
time,
Oh my
so please take a
gosh.
Who was the best player were measured by viral clips and what people saw on streams.
Who was the best player in season 1? I actually don't even remember,
Iconic
bro.
gamers like
Season 1
Shroud
was so
showed off
long
their
ago.
Crazy Ape.
Oh my god.
Bro,
Hold on. Relax.
it is insane how far this game has came.
Just wait. Here it is. Here it is.
Like, okay, that whole building clip right there was like good back then.
Myth
Like-
seemingly blew up
Oh
overnight
my
by
gosh, this is one of the most
pioneering
iconic clips in
One of
Fortnite
the
history.
game's early faces,
Daquan,
continually
man.
found exploits like the double pump.
Ah,
Let's go, baby.
bro,
Let's go. You don't know about the W key, baby.
But
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but like Fortnite adding back OG Fortnite so much, low-key like ruined my nostalgia for like the actual OG. Like, look
there
how
was one
fun the
player
game
who
used to
defined
be,
this
bro.
era.
Oh my gosh, the OG double heavy, bro. Oh my gosh. Bro, the
Ninja.
game was just so
The former
fun,
Halo
man.
Pro took to Fortnite naturally, creating iconic moments.
The revolver clip, I remember all of these, bro. Let me know in the comment section down below when you guys actually started playing.
And almost instantly, it seemed, he became the biggest streamer, not just in Fortnite, but
general.
the world.
Yeah,
Catching
Ninja
the
was
attention
so big,
of some
bro.
Fortnite-obsessed celebrities, like NFL wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, rapper Travis Scott, and
Dang,
global
bro.
superstar Drake.
W's in the shot.
Forming a squad where Ninja proved he was the greatest clutch performer in the pre-tournament era.
Ninja was the most clutch player. I mean, I guess, yeah. I swear Myth was low-key better than Ninja back then, no?
Last guy in front of me.
Right there to the right.
Dang.
Yeah, let's go.
And then, I mean, Friday Fortnite came along and, like, Tifu and Cloaksy just dominated that.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that
The
Drake right
largest
there? I think that
concurrent
is.
Twitch audience ever to that point, over 628,000 viewers.
That's
5K
insane,
don't
bro.
know if you get this dub, Ninja. You hear me?
I hear you.
He did this.
Bro, like, those were literally real people back then, too, man.
And with the exploding popularity and clear interest in competitive, we moved to Era 2, the Friday Fortnite and Skirmish era.
This
On
was like,
April
who was best
23rd,
back then? Like,
2018, the first big Fortnite
Oh, okay, like
tournament
Ninja's
was
Hyper,
held,
okay.
and it was called the Ninja Vegas Tournament.
Or
The
Ninja
concept
Vegas, I mean,
of
not
the
Ninja's
tournament
Hyper.
was pros and semi-pro players trying to beat Ninja. There were bounties for eliminating him and bonuses for him if he won a game, which he did, by the way.
The challenge comes in. Can Ninja win his first game? The Rockets are out.
Bro, Ninja actually was just
This
so
broke
crazy
the
back
Twitch
then.
viewership record set by Ninja and Drake just a few weeks earlier, peaking at
insane.
over 667,000 viewers.
Ninja
Insane.
has just broken a new Twitch world record.
And the success of this tournament gave many faith that Fortnite esports could be the next big thing. Around the same time, a relatively unknown former H1Z1 and
T-Boo, oh
PUBG
my
streamer
gosh.
was
That's
starting
my
to make
OG
noise,
GOAT right there.
streaming and uploading videos with feats of skill previously thought impossible. Tfue was upon us.
Bro, I was like the biggest Tfue fan back in the day. Were you guys Team Tfue or Team Ninja back then? Bro, like his aim was next level back then, bro. Like this aim is like straight
And the debate
headshots.
soon raged over whether he was better than Ninja.
KSI talking about Fortnite, bro.
When they met in game, Tfue did this.
Yeah, Tfue was so good back in the day, bro. He owned Ninja.
I'm dead, yeah. TG, man.
And less than a month
Bro,
after,
like that was such a big deal back then. Like killing someone in a pub game was literally how like people determined who was better.
the Ninja
Like it's
Vegas
insane how
tournament
far the
on
game
May
has came.
11th, 2018, a seminal tournament series began. Friday Fortnite.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals here for the Friday Fortnite.
A weekly bracket-based 2v2 kill race. And it was
Tfue and
stacked
Cloak,
with some
bro.
of the
I remember I
era's
used to watch,
greatest
like-
streamers, creators, and future competitive stars. In week 1, Cypher PK and Nick Merckx won. Week
Dang.
2, Typical Gamer and Thieves. Week 3, Tfue and Cloaksy. Week 4, Hamlins and Myth. Week 5, Tfue and Cloaksy again. Week
Wow.
6, EU star Dementos and a barely known 13-year-old prodigy
Mongrel.
called Mongrel. Week 7,
Oh my
Tfue and Cloaksy
gosh.
again. Week 8, Ninja and Hysteria. Week 9, Tfue and Cloaksy again, their fourth, which had a
Yeah, they
crazy
just
clutch by
dominated
Cloak,
this, bro.
one of Fortnite competitive's first great ones.
Got one. Got two.
Oh my gosh.
Got them all. Next to me. Next to me. Got them all.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. This is when Tfue used to like
And in
jump
week
out of his
10,
window
King
and
Richard
everything
and
too.
Calvin.
Oh my
and with
gosh.
the growth in interest,
Bro,
major
that just brought
esports
me back to, like,
organizations
so
began
much
hopping into the
nostalgia,
game,
man.
like 100 Thieves. But the most defining team of this era was
Hamlins.
TSL,
Oh my
with
gosh.
Camils, Hamlins, Myth, and Daquan.
I'm weak, bro.
Bro, what happened to Hamlins, man?
Oh my god!
And while the team performed poorly
I miss these
competitively
guys,
after
bro.
the first 10-week run of Friday Fortnite, they were a content goldmine. And just
Yeah.
a few months later, another
Team
iconic team would
Liquid.
form. Liquid.
Liquid was low-key like the first super good like actual comp team, like with like scrims and
Jack,
everything.
Poach,
Like
Vivid, and 72
these guys were
Hours
so good.
rounded out the era's most versatile roster, dominating tournaments and cooking up legendary content. To this point, all competitions were third-party, but Epic Games were about to change that with their
Yep.
first 3 major tournaments.
it was like the summer skirmish, right?
The Fall Skirmish, and the Frosty Frenzy. One tournament per season for the rest of 2018, beginning with Summer Skirmish in Season 5.
There was only one tournament per season back in the day, bro. Like for everyone that complains now that like there's no tournaments or nothing, there used to be one tournament
Where
a
players
season.
like Bizzle, Zate, Saf, Chap, and Mitro started to make their name, but it is best
Dang.
remembered for some infamous moments, like a live event
remember
happening
this.
during a game.
Season 5 was so goated, bro.
What? Just
I low-key missed live events like during
and
the
when players
game, bro.
randomly started floating in the final.
I remember, bro. Look at all the OG names here, bro.
But it
like
did have its
Song,
fair share of great
Ghost,
moments, too.
Aiden,
and none
versus
are
Nick
more
Merckx.
memorable than Nick Merckx and Aiden fighting for Tilted Towers.
Game or two, not it doesn't spell
That L2 spam, bro.
Oh my god.
And Aiden was owning Nick Merckx too.
He's waiting. They are one pixel away. Aiden charges.
No!
Yeah.
This is Nick tags him with the headshot.
Like I remember
Both sides.
everybody was going for Nick Merckx here, and like Aiden was just owning it.
Inside here, he's got to go for it. And here we go, 93.
He switched to the wrong gun.
Catches him off guard.
Nick switched to the wrong gun.
And then he was emoting on it. Bro, like, these things just don't happen anymore. Like, we don't have any, like, things that have been happening recently to, like, crown the next big name in Fortnite, you know?
The fall skirmish, which is probably
like, it's just
the
dominated by
greatest
all of, like, the
tournament
top of the
this
top
era.
pros.
This would be the tournament where Tfue would paint his masterpiece.
Tfue is the winner coming out of week number 4. He was tied with Vivid, but he comes out ahead.
Let's go.
Jumping out the window again.
That was so iconic, bro.
Winning week
The
2
Tfue
and
jumping out the
celebrating in
window,
style.
bro.
And again in week 4. But it would be the LAN in week 6 where the most memories would be made. And like every OG tournament, it had its quirks. And in this case, it was Infinite Glider Redeploy.
Is that Myth commentating?
So funny.
A unique mechanic to push fights, the Make It Rain bonus.
$50,000.
Vinny and Zexro,
Former
bro.
rivals Nick Merckx and Aiden teamed up, and as they pushed for the Make It Rain bonus, they created a moment we cannot forget.
Yeah, this is one of the best moments in Fortnite history right here.
The shot comes in. Are you kidding me? My saint! Nick fighting out.
Yeah, Nick Merckx was so hyped, bro.
But this tournament was all
Oh
Tfue
my
and
God.
Cloaksy. And on this day, Cloak
Yup.
was cooking.
On down, just 20 health remaining, gets one. Who wound up winning it?
They won this tournament, right?
Cloaksy's
I'm
down
pretty
the low
sure.
ground as well, I believe. They got it. They
Yup.
did. One. Are you kidding me?
After about 15 minutes of waiting, they had their winning moment courtesy of our forever Fortnite
Tfue and
host, Zeke.
Cloaksy.
Number 1 duo.
Look at Nate Hill, man.
It's Tfue and Cloaksy!
Dang, bro.
Coming off this high, Epic Games looked
Oh,
to
and
keep
then
the
they just
momentum
ruined
coming
it for a season.
with the Winner Royale. Unfortunately, the biggest legacy of the tournament would be
The
one
damn
lasting
Infinity
clip,
Blade,
as they
bro.
left the extremely overpowered Infinity Blade
Yeah.
in the tournament playlist.
God, look at this, bro. Oh my God.
He's a god!
Sing, 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 sing.
Although
Bro, look
the
at
hidden
Young
legacy
Mongrel,
of
bro.
the Winner Royale was the game's first fully open online tournament, meaning anyone could play. One of the game's positive, lasting contributions to
That's why
esports.
Fortnite's
As
so
this
big.
era wound down, we
Oh.
had the infamous
Yep.
battle between Tfue and
Versus
FaZe Clan,
FaZe.
as Tfue looked to get out of what he said was a predatory contract. As it was becoming clear, Epic Games would always keep esports organizations at arm's length. But as
Yep.
2018 became 2019,
The
Epic
secret,
bet
bro.
big on
We need like some more skirmishes, bro. Like some secret skirmishes. Just like we need more LAN events. Like after how fun the Pro-Am was, like I just want more LAN
Fortnite
events in
competitive,
Fortnite, man.
committing $100 million in prize money in 2019, which had the
Holy.
community brimming with anticipation. Before we moved to Era 3, there was one last skirmish tournament at the start of 2019. The Secret Skirmish.
Who won
Bizzle
this
won
again?
solos, his first big tournament
Oh,
win
this was
after
solos?
a dominant start to his career.
Shot comes in, a limb for Bizzle.
Hey, look at
Turns
Bizzle,
on
bro.
the player above.
Bizzle was such a good solo player.
He
He was one of the like best solo players
Beating
ever.
Future FNCS winner and all-time great Saf by just a few points.
Wow.
But it
Wait, who was on that leaderboard right there?
appeared Future
Bizzle, Saf, Vivid, Kaizui, Pearl, Pate, Tfue, Aspect, Ronaldo, and Armid. I don't think that's the Ronaldo like FaZe Ronaldo. I think that's the old Ronaldo that cheated in the World
winner
Cup.
and all-time great Saf by just a few points. But in duos,
Wow.
Saf would produce an iconic clip.
Because his opponent is actually getting pinched from the
Zayt
back.
and
Gould gets
Saf.
knocked down
Oh no,
with
this
the
is Saf
thirst
and
there. Saf picking
these
up
teams were
just enough
random.
HP,
I
50
remember
there to
this
stay alive in the
now.
storm, but
He's
it's
got no
ticking
builds.
away.
He's got no builds.
10 HP.
This was a
for
crazy
Tic Tac.
clutch by
He's got
Saf.
to push in and stay ahead of this thing if he wants to stay on his game.
And this is key here. The next player who dies.
Courage
falls just
casting
outside the
too?
square. There you
Oh
go.
my God.
Base Soldier gets knocked and eliminated. You see 6 teams remaining. Whoever winds up getting dropped.
Oh my
next,
God,
There's a
bro.
placement point.
Oh
Another
my
one.
God.
Oh my, Saf now with 5 limbs. And he's earned his team another point as well for placement.
Saf was so
continues
good,
to do
bro.
it. He's dropping him down. Saf with another.
Oh my
God.
gosh,
Oh
bro.
my God.
Winning with Ronaldo.
He carried
Yes,
Ronaldo.
That Ronaldo.
Yeah, the
So,
cheater
on to
Ronaldo,
Era
okay.
3, the iconic World Cup era. And Saf would start off strong, this time with a new duo, Zayt.
Zayt.
In their first tournament together, the ESL Katowice Royale, they won by such a big margin, Zayt did this.
halfway through, but these
They're
are
taking the
our
L
voices.
clip.
Zayt is in the open, taking the L in front of the entire field, and that is
Like, you know how confident you have to be in the middle of a tournament and literally just go in the open and take the L. Like, oh my gosh, bro.
I love it.
Zay and Saf, man. One of the best duos of all time. Probably the second best duo of all time.
Fortnite competitive forever. The lowering of the tournament age to 13.
I woke up to the news that they lowered the age limit to 13 to compete.
And made all tournaments online
changed
and
everything,
open,
bro.
And started with 3 as a test.
From then on, there was a slew of other tournaments such as the Share the Love, Scallywag, and
Wow.
Lux Cups.
I remember
But
I played
Era
in those
3
cups
was
on
just
console,
getting
bro.
started,
I
and
was
thankfully Epic Games was
I finished
thinking
like
big,
10,000
like
plays.
really big, announcing the World Cup with a prize pool of $40 million spread across 3 competitions. $10 million for creative.
Scissors, the grandfather.
Okay, still to this day, does anybody know why the Creative World Cup existed?
Of the death ride.
Like,
$15 million for duos.
That's insane.
And $15 million for solos.
We cannot replace him.
And players in each of Fortnite's 6 regions would have a chance
Man.
to qualify over 10 weeks. All the qualifiers would be open, online, and streamed to millions. This created a huge amount of new stars like Benji Fishy, Clicks, Mongrel, Mr. Savage.
So
and
many
Luda,
careers
and
got made
had
from this.
insane hype.
okay, I know that like technically like Globals is supposed to be like a mini World Cup, but we need like another World Cup eventually, man. There's no way Fortnite just never puts on a World Cup again. Like, bro, GTA 6 is coming out next year. Fortnite is gonna need to compete with that somehow. Like, hey, all I'm saying is that's the perfect opportunity for another World Cup 2 right there. Give us a World Cup 2. Look at Dubs and Mega, bro. Wait, is this Dubs or Mega? That looks like Mega. Clicks, Zayt, Rogue Shark, Bucky, Snood. Dang, bro. Young Mr. Savage.
And some of the best moments
Wow.
Fortnite has ever seen.
I don't think so. The drop in gets the shot off and gets the elimination.
This was insane, bro. Mongrel was so crazy.
Putting on a clinic of why you need to pay attention.
He also has like the, bro, he pulled out his pickaxe every second here, but it somehow worked.
Oh my goodness. Are you
Like, he looks
serious?
so
13
nervous in this
eliminations,
clip
there's
looking
still 4
back at
players
it.
left, including him. That is
Oh
down.
my gosh,
No
Mongrel.
way. Are you doing this right now, Mongrel? No way. Top 3 situation now. Gonna get the time for the for the minis.
14
Still
kills
needs
in
to
a
find 2
solo
more.
World Cup.
Not sure who he's fighting.
I think this was
It's
finals
Alec
too,
on the ground,
like
and then
finals
Zuri.
of
He actually,
qualifiers.
Mongrel took down every single player that we talked about earlier in the lobby, and now reloading the double RPG as well. Zuri's gonna go down in another one. Mongrel,
16 kills.
There is no way you
That's
just did that.
insane,
All
bro.
right, see you.
Dude, it's low-key crazy how we never got to see like Mongrel's POV from that. Like, no way he didn't clip that.
Storm damage. Yes, Mr. Savage.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You did not.
Oh my god! Oh my!
But if
That
qualifiers
was
were
insane.
good, the World Cup itself
Actually
was a
insane.
different animal. Live from New York at Arthur Ashe Stadium, it began with a creative tournament, which, as a reminder, had $10 million prize.
That's insane,
That
bro.
Scissors won with his team. Then a
How much did
pro-am
they
with
win
the
for
era's
that?
biggest streamers and celebrities, which was won by EDM artists.
There was a pro-am at this? Why do I not remember this at all? Tfue played with Nav, Nick Merckx, Cloak, Sean O'Malley, and Courage.
RL Grime
These
and pro player
well-
Airwalks. But
They won $1 million.
which was won by
Hell, bro, wait. I need to turn off my camera. Hold on. $1 million. That had to go to charity, right? There is no way that went to them.
RL Grime and pro player Airwalks. But the headliner
insane.
were the duo and solo tournaments. And first came duos.
And gentlemen, the Fortnite World Cup Finals duo competition begins right
Zay and Saf should have
Which
won
was
this, bro.
loaded with epic moments, like Skeptic getting insane karma from Mongrel and
Skeptic
Nitro
and
after
Clicks,
taking
bro.
the L.
Oh my gosh.
Now as well, they want to go for the second elimination, and we take the oh my god, we got the track talk
in real life.
Each third party. Hello.
Who's here? NA puts up the take the L, and EU says no, no, no. This is
Bro,
the
Courage
World
was
Cup,
such a
baby.
good
I'm
caster,
gonna show
man.
which continent is best.
If there's ever a
Nitro
World Cup 2, we need
full
Courage.
HP, and they storm roll through.
And Mongrel is hyped.
It's gonna be it.
Then the crowd going wild when 2 accused cheaters, Ziff and Ronaldo, went down.
Bro, people hated Zip and Ronaldo. I wonder where they're at
Skeptic's
now.
legendary
I wonder where like
hand
so
cannon
many
shot.
of these people are at now.
Going on
Oh, the 150.
I do not remember
The
that.
story of the tournament was Zayt and Saf's hot start.
Zayt and Saf.
They should have won, bro.
Will they take game number 1? Yes, they will.
And Aqua
They
and
were so
Nyrox's
good.
insane finish.
Pressure coming on in. They drop down low. The tag's coming. Oh my gosh.
As
Damn,
they
bro.
became the duo world champions.
Your Fortnite world champion.
Hey, don't look up what happened to Aqua now, bro. Don't look up what he's doing nowadays.
And Nyrox.
Solos, the more anticipated tournament, had epic moments and great storylines. The 13-year-old Argentinian prodigy who came out of nowhere and dominated. Fans
It's crazy.
favorite Tfue disappointed.
Yeah.
Down to 55.
Bro, King.
Tfue headed from the outside.
Bro, King was
He is
straight
eliminated.
walking through
Mongrel had an
Tfue this
epic
tournament.
clutch.
He gets up top, but there's no one going to be there. There's a person all the way above him, knocks the structure down, and the player does.
I low-key don't remember Mongrel that much in solos.
We have some great players still left.
Did Mongrel
in
do
this
good
game.
in solos?
Mongrel with 4 eliminations.
Bro, the combat shotgun was so broken, too.
But the main story was the dominance of Bugha.
Folks,
Yep.
it might be time for the shockwave play. Bugha can soar up into the sky. Go for it. Here it is. Shockwave died. Shots coming in. No elimination yet for the first game victory royale. Oh
And Bugha is still qualifying to lands to this day.
my gosh.
The 16-year-old from a Pennsylvanian suburb who won $3
Insane.
million.
Top 10. He's smiling.
Winning $3 million at 16 years old. And still having the passion to, like, grind today.
To Bugha.
Your world
Insane.
champion, Bugha!
And
Wow.
became an overnight celebrity. So while Era 3 was insane, Fortnite competitive was just getting started. At the World Cup era, 4 kicked off when they announced FNCS.
Fortnite Championship Series.
Wow, the beginning
This
of
will give players a chance
FNCS.
to compete against the best of the best, where every single result mattered.
Making Era 4 the early FNCS period. Spanning from Season X
And the first
through
season was
Chapter
terrible.
2, Season 4,
With
or
Max.
the fall of 2019 to the end of 2020, it was the beginning of the FNCS and Cash Cup format we see mostly intact today. Season X would be trios, new for competitive after years of solo and duo tournaments. Like much of early Fortnite, sometimes the
Yeah, the
flaws
mech
were
meta
more
was.
memorable as the great moments, and Season
Yeah.
X was special in every sense of the word, but there were a couple of issues. But mainly, it was the Max.
Bro, didn't Season X, like, Loki almost killed the game?
Which prematurely ended an iconic run from the trio of Mongrel, Micho, and Benji Fishy, or MMB.
They were
who
so
placed
good back
first
then,
in
bro.
3 out of the 5 qualifying weeks and won their heat. Aqua on me!
Oh my god.
But fell victim to the mechs and potentially Cube Fiends in grand finals.
Bro,
Defending
Micho
World
was so
Cup champion Aqua won with Stompy and Shinken, and North America had an iconic moment of its own from Zexro. who had been a
Zexro
top
Papa
leaderboard
Bandage?
since 2018.
Papa Bandage! Papa Bandage! Zexo Papa Bandage!
How did Zexro win this game? 0 builds, 21 HP, 5 people left. Boom, 200, Siphon. Boom, 200, Siphon. Actually, no Siphon yet. 200. Oh my god.
He had won the inaugural
That's
NA
insane.
East FNCS with
By
match winning
1
calculator.
point.
Chapter 1 became Chapter 2. 2 players would define Chapter 2 Season 1. On EU, it was Benji Fishy. Basically a sure top 5 in solo cash cups. Coming
Yeah.
in first 3 times, second twice, third and fourth. In squad
He was the
FNCS
best solo
with
player in
Mongrel,
Chapter 2
Wolfies,
probably.
and Nate, he placed second in FNCS to a surprise team of Snappy, Red Rush, and Draven. And on North
That's still
America,
pretty
it was
crazy.
Unknown, who was one of the pioneers of peace control, but also a willing utilizer of overpowered aim assists that would
Yeah.
define early Chapter 2. He had won 4 solo cash cups in Season 1, and won heats and then grand finals with Kaz,
Ron,
Avery,
Kaz,
and Stable Ronaldo. By the way,
Kaz.
this was the first and only grand finals Ninja and Tfue would both compete in, placing top 10. After grand
Wow.
finals, Season 1 took a really really long time to end with very
box
few
fights
tournaments,
started,
which would have lasting implications.
And zone wars.
The explosion of creative warriors and the wager scene, which drastically increased the skill gap going into Season 2 and grew the popularity of an already popular streamer named Clicks, who doubled his average Twitch viewers during this time, pioneering box fight wager streaming, even sporting a perfect 100-0 record. In the rest of Era 4, we'd see FNCS in every other game mode, duos in Season 2, solos in Season 3, and trios in Season 4. And Season 2 had its share of incredible storylines, especially because it had two major tournaments, Duo FNCS and the FNCS
Chapter
Solo
2? Oh
Invitational.
my god.
On NA, Tfue played his
Tfue
last
and
FNCS with
Scope, man.
and fought in famous
Scope
Spawn
Loki
Beat,
kinda
and
carries
Zayt and
Tfue.
Saf won FNCS.
Chap and AV up as well, but they've got to clean this up in terms of
Grotto Chap.
Origin who gets
Bro,
taken
like,
out, and Saf on the pressure to
look how
Chap.
bad
He's gonna do
Real
it, and I
used to
think
be.
that's it. I think
But,
they've
like,
now just been crowned
Blake, oh my
grand
gosh.
champions.
On NA West, Season 2 would be the preview of a dynasty, with Rex and Epic Whale winning Duo FNCS, and Arkram winning the Solo Invitational. Finally,
And
on
then they
EU,
teamed up.
FNCSs would be a sign of the future. Analex and Nate won, and Queasy and Trulex placed second with Cammy and Fifth.
Queasy.
And in the Solo Invitational, Jonas won his
Giannis,
first FNCS with
Aqua,
Thomas
Thomas
HD,
HD.
Tayson in 5th, and
E11 Tayson. Oh my gosh, bro.
Queasy and
Hen
Cammy
down
all
there.
turning in strong performances as today's EU stars began to emerge. But
Yep.
the controller aim assist persisted, and this was extremely evident on NA East.
Oh, what?
The Solo Invitational in Season 2 and Solo FNCS on Season 3 were both won by controller players, Furious and then Coop.
Controller player! That is a controller player!
With Tayson breaking through on EU in Season 3 solos to win his first of many FNCS championships, Mongrel and Mitro in the iconic Stark season.
Oh my gosh, bro. The Stark off spawns. This is prime Mongrel right here. Bro, his pump audio. Like, dude, Mongrel just had so much aura this season, bro.
En route to the first FNCS win for Mongrel and Mitro, blessing us with some amazing memories. On North America West, a dynasty began, and on North America East, veteran player Reverse 2K teamed up with two unknown controller
Day
players,
and Miro.
Day and Miro.
Wow.
Beginning the rise of Miro and capping off a particularly controller-centric period on NA with 4 out of 5 FNCS championships won by controller players, which moves us into
And that's
Era 5,
probably never
the
gonna
late
happen
Chapter
again.
2 era,
Like,
where Fortnite competitive
crazy.
became more serious, and it would be in
Do you guys think they're ever gonna buff controller
era
again? Like, I don't
defined
think so,
by
man.
Tayson and Miro.
I think
and there would
keyboard
be
is just
6 grand finals in
always gonna
2021,
be
with
superior.
each having an FNCS plus an All-Star event in Season 7 and a Grand Royale
Solo
in Season 8.
All-Stars.
Oh my goodness!
Tayson would win
The
2
edit course is
FNCS
crazy.
titles, including an iconic
Prime Tayson
tournament-winning shot.
over
and Miro
Bino?
would win 3 in this era. One more with Reverse and Day, where he had perhaps his greatest moment.
He is quick as a flash here. He's gonna walk it through the side.
Wow.
He finds 2. That's 1, and that's the second. And
Bro,
all of a sudden,
Miro
is proving why he is this good.
Miro is
And he
still,
wants a
to me,
championship. He's not
the
gonna
second
make it
best player
easy.
ever.
Sensei is down. Edgy is down. They are now out of
I don't know how,
competition. Where
like,
is
some people
Commandment?
have him at
Could
fifth.
Commandment still be up? If so,
Like, bro,
this is
Prime
still
Miro
the
was
line here. He's gonna find another knock.
one of the best solo
Otherwise,
players of
Miro
all
just
time.
has
Like,
the
or so
biggest
best solo
clutch of
clutch
this
players
season.
ever.
Right here, right now, there's only 2 players left below him. There's a
Miro,
knock
Day,
there
and
on
Reverse,
Can
man.
he actually do this all? It's a full trio. Look, they found Commandment.
Threats and Jamper.
Miro has a drop down. Can he make it work?
Oh
He's
my
done
gosh.
Everything is a solo. He put everything on his back.
Oh my
He's jumping
gosh.
the side. He's hitting perfect shots. 9 builds. Has time to get the minis off. Let's see it, Miro. We hyped you up as a solo player. You've done it as a trio champion, but right now everyone is watching. Your teammates are watching. First place is watching. Can you overtake them? Just
Dang.
misses the
Top
shot.
2, bro.
And then began
What
a
a clutch
three-peat
for him.
with Bugha, who had never won an FNCS, by going back-to-back in Season 8 and...
Hey, Miro low-key saved Bugha's career. Like, I know Bugha was still really good at the time, but, like, the narrative around Bugha at this time was, I'm pretty sure he was coming off of getting, like, 4th place with Uncon Stark as well. And Miro low-key saved Bugha's career.
This era would see a
If we're
lot
just being
of
real.
all-time great players at their peak. On Brazil, Pegasus would begin a run for 4 straight FNCS wins. On NA, players like Pamstu, Dukes, and Acorn won, establishing legacies still being built today.
Is this when Acorn started to come up?
OCE champion Muzz won in Season 8 after moving to North America.
That was crazy too.
Did you think you guys had a chance at winning, honestly?
No. On EU, Hen and Chapix won multiple titles. Janus won his second, Cammy and Seti won their first, as did Queasy.
Wow. Janus and Chapix have won the FNCS championship and in an amazing style, clearly being the most dominant team in this season by a long shot.
And in Season 8, Reed, Favs, and Snacky ended Arkram, Rex, and Epic Whale's streak of 4 straight championships.
Bro, Snacky was so crazy back then. This season was so mid, but like...
Then Reed joined Arkram and Epic Whale to win another.
Less than 24 hours after finally beating Epic Whale's team, they have now split.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
We have seen
back when West was actually hype, bro.
We no longer have Epic Whale, Rex, and Arkram. We now have Reed, Arkram, and Epic Whale.
While a crop of new players began their rise,
bro, Rex was so good back then for literally never playing the game.
Peterbot, and Cold on North America, and Mustache, Malibuca, and Vino on EU, it would be in this era where Aussie Antics would see a surge in popularity as the king of Fortnite news and viewing parties.
G'day mates, g'day mates, g'day mates. Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
But this was also a challenging time, as the competitive interest and viewership began to decline.
Is Fortnite dying?
Was this chapter
like
3 time?
Retired, and others like Mongrel, Mitro, and Veggie Fishy began to fade.
Yeah.
But Fortnite competitive matured in this period and laid a foundation that we are still benefiting from today. The greater focus of competitive balance, the continued improvement of the broadcast, and the viewing party and news scene. But Era 6 would get so low, some questioned whether Fortnite
was quitting
would
back
continue
then.
to exist. Era 6 would kick off at the end of 2021 when Fortnite laid out their competitive roadmap. FNCS would be duos, and after no major lands since World Cup in the summer of 2019,
yeah, lands coming back,
they
Loki
committed
say
to
Fortnite
assessing
too.
whether they were feasible going forward as the COVID pandemic was coming to an end.
As you guys have probably already seen, we're starting our learning and exploratory phases with
Grand
select
Royale
partners and tournament organizers. Our goal is to safely reintroduce in-person events back into the community, but while also being able to pivot as the world makes daily adjustments.
Even with some declining interest, this era would have multiple insane FNCS moments and storylines.
But I know there's obviously concerns around viewership.
As Chapter 3 began, Bugha and Miro completed their three-peat. Hen had an incredible solo clutch to win FNCS with Queasy on EU.
Up against Bubak, one edit, he's got no shield. Hen needs to win this. He has control. This is a solo.
Yeah, Hen was crazy back then also. Dude, the no shotgun meta, like, bro, there was just so many dumb metas back then, bro. Like, Hen has a, like, the meta in this, you could literally just carry this SMG, and it was better than a shotgun. But those striker shotguns are low-key nice too, I'm not gonna lie. Those are one of my favorite shotguns ever.
While Stormy Wright, who had weeks earlier escaped Ukraine after Russia invaded, placed second.
Today I'm going to be talking with Stormy Wright, who has created one of the most incredible stories of this Fortnite season. He's a Ukrainian pro player who's become displaced from his home.
In Season 2,
I remember that.
979
awesome,
days after his Season X win, Aqua won FNCS with Vino.
Like I said, Aqua's first FNCS win since Chapter 1 Season X, the first FNCS ever.
Peterbot won his first FNCS with Byla.
Peterbot
in Season
and
3,
Byla,
fan
man.
favorite streamer Vidil won his first with Jonas, his third. On NA, Avery and Commandment won by just 1 point. with
Commandment
Avery breaking
solo
the record
clutch.
for the most
This was
time
insane.
between championships, 982 days. And Commandment doing this to clinch the tournament.
Didn't they win by like 1 point?
Taken out, but he's to the body. 2 from Commandment, 3 healing, and he's grabbed a few mats of the Walkers and Shadows up on top of his build. Up to 305 points, he's 6 away.
Literally several placements separate him, and he has broken away from Faction Company. Faction Paths have to win the game. Commandment literally needs more elims.
Bro, Commandment as a solo.
Only an opportunity here now for Commandment.
Hey, this was low-key a Peterbot type of clutch. Insane
this
solo
era
clutch
had
from
the
Commandment.
official retirements of Stretch, Benji Fishy, Mitro, and Mongrel.
I am officially quitting competitive Fortnite to pursue Valorant.
But new creators started
that, bro.
popping off, namely ReeseHub, who made great videos throughout 2021, but was really starting to cook in 2022. Viewership bottomed out, leading many to ask if Fortnite esports would just slowly fade away. But in May of 2022, Epic Games announced LANs were back, with the FNCS Invitational in November of that year. DreamHack came back, and a new LAN would emerge, the Gamers 8, with Malibuca winning with Epic Whale. So things were trending in the right direction.
We are back, baby.
But the FNCS Global Invitational would mark Fortnite competitiveness rise.
See,
back
bro,
to the
like
top of
LANs
esports,
just always
and
will bring the
it
game
was
back.
Epic, with insane moments like Cold's 1v2.
In a great fight, and Cold is 1v2 in
Yeah,
here,
Cold was
as he
insane.
only has a little bit of loot, sets
Bro.
aside something in the distance, comes back to support, and he's here.
Cold and Scented pulling off like a top 3 in this.
Flexes.
Off of literal sticks and stones drop spot was insane.
Smite says you want a show?
Damn.
I'll give you a show.
Emoting on Muzz.
Clicks winning a game.
Clicks and Dukes, I remember this. This was hype. Dang. Bro, I feel like the Clicks and Dukes
Story
duo
of the
could have been so
tournament
much
was
better
the
than they
battle
were.
between top two
Like, I know they got fourth
Queasy and
ones,
Vino
but like,
and Cammy and Seti. After
I guess
11
that was, like,
games, Cammy and Seti
I
had
don't
just
know.
a 12-point lead. So, Queasy and Vino landed on them in game 12.
this is
meaning
where
the
that moment
entire
came from.
tournament came down to just one fight.
What is this? What is this? Queasy, Vino, are
this was
trying to
peak
take
right
it
here,
by
bro.
force.
This was peak.
In one way, and that's taking that crown. Vino is here. Queasy is here. Down goes Seti.
Oh,
It's a big
Vino, bro. What would Vino's legacy be now if he hit this shot?
head-to-heads we have ever seen. Vino has to get this thirst here. He knows now. It means everything. We might as well.
Bro, Cammy and Seti winning an off spawn fight is so ironic, like, compared to today, bro.
He's trying to bait the revive so that way.
Like, Cammy and Seti beating Vino off spawn is... It's insane, bro. That's insane. Wow.
You know what? I absolutely respect Queasy and
That was great,
And
bro.
just like that,
was such a
Fortnite
great moment.
competitive was back. But we
Yeah.
had no idea how back it truly would be. Because Era 7, the current
Modern
era, would just keep
FNCS
getting
era.
better and
Wait, so
better.
this is
At the
with
start of Chapter
Peter
4
Bar, right?
in
His dominance
2023,
or no?
Epic Games announced the new competitive format. 3 duo FNCSs per year called Majors, which served as qualifiers for a global championship at the end of the year.
FNCS Global Championship.
And that spring, both North America regions merged, creating NA Central. And this year had some crazy FNCSs. Tayson won his first duo championship with
Tayson and
Murstache, winning
Murstache,
by just
man.
1 point over Malibuca and Thomas
right?
HD.
Yeah.
Hung high to try Malibuca on his last match with Small Gold. So close to the line. Malibuca the line. It's done. That's why he's the GOAT. Tayson stays alive when it shouldn't be possible.
Back when
Queasy and
Tayson was
Veno,
the GOAT,
as
man.
vengeance for their loss in Invitational, had the largest margin of victory ever
Queasy,
in an
Vino,
FNCS,
Tayson, Murstache.
winning 6 out of 12
Oh, the
games.
6 out of
This
12
point, there's been
grands. Damn.
8 games played, and 6 of them have been won by Queasy and Vino. They are
Insane.
over 200 points ahead of Murstache and Tayson.
And Swizzy,
Yeah,
an
that's
FNCS
insane.
champion on Asia, and Putrick won in Season 3, but did not get their prize money or a spot in the global LAN because of their Russian tax residency.
In case you somehow
Bro, that's also like, dude, there has just been so many, like, just insane moments. Bro, this is such a good video, bro. This was such a good video.
On NA, the FNCS storylines were
Acorn and
impeccable.
young
Acorn and
Cold,
Cold
bro.
won Season 1, showing the world just how good Cold was.
Yeah.
Then go for the low ground, takes out Jackson, and now it's a 1v1.
This is when people said Cold carried Acorn too, by the way. Dude, Cold was so crazy. He still is so crazy, but...
In Season 2, Edgy broke his second place curse by
One of the
winning
most
with Dukes.
random FNCS wins ever.
Words don't even like, I can't even talk right now. Like I'm literally at a loss for words.
And finally, Kanata won his first FNCS championship with Agers after 19 tries.
To fend off Bugha and send him down low because he didn't have material.
Bro, Agers was so good this Grands, bro. Like 7 kills compared to 1 for Kanata.
Now he gets a chance to continue to fight for it. Can he climb up?
This was back when like we actually had different winners like every Grands too. I mean, like it was like the Bugha and Miro era with like Miro, and then it was like a bunch of different random winners, and now we're just in the Peterbye era.
No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I wonder when it's gonna end, and we'll get some new FNCS winners again.
And in
That
Global
interview was fire.
Championships, Fortnite was getting closer to its World Cup peak of interest and
650K
viewership with some
peak
insane
viewers. Wow.
clips.
Because they need the materials, they need the refresh of a golden acorn.
Acorn.
Oh, this is when Peterbot won, right? Or is this not that land? No, this is not that land. Oh my god. King and Phaser.
Does he go back to back? There is
Oh my gosh. I remember that. That was insane. That was actually insane.
360 no-scope someone in a $4 million land.
Down. Edgy stood no hope here. Now it's Duke left in a solo clutch situation. 2 of NA's finest directly above him.
Dang.
Massive shot though onto
Yeah, Dukes was so good back then, bro. Dukes is one of the most underrated players ever. Elite Peterbot and Viola.
While Cammy and Seti came close to repeating,
Cammy and Seti, if they can get over 10 eliminations and win this game, that will be a 100-point run.
Oh, this was the Cooper and Miro land win. Yeah, okay, okay.
Player separation here. Other teams in the mid ground. But it's gonna be Blixie first.
Dang.
Nearly putting an end to the Polish
Bro.
run, but instead Cammy Seti.
Pigstorm and Demus are gonna carry on Cammy and Seti's legacy, man. If they don't make land, I trust in Pigstorm and Demus. Bro, the Rocket Rams were so broken. Trulex and Chicho, other land goats. Both of these guys still need to make land, right? I think.
Trulex gets broken out here. Cammy still giving him a run for it. 1 build, no builds. 2v1. He's healthier, but there are 2.
Wait, no, one of them made it with Tayson, right?
Trulex finds it. Siphon comes through. It's now a 1-on-1.
Wow.
the headliner was Miro and his duo Cooper. Miro flipped a coin to decide whether he would play with Cooper at the start of Major 2, where they placed second.
When Miro
in
was
finals of Global
the
Championship.
undisputed
They
GOAT.
took an early lead and did not look back.
Pollo and Sphinx. Yeah, Miro and Cooper just ran this land, I'm not gonna lie. I think Miro lost this game.
Incredible that NA will secure this here, but talk about the turn of events here. Miro taking down Seti, putting his name in the conversation. People forget what Miro is capable of, but now it's a 1v1. Old blood.
Or did he win it?
Basically, Miro showing, hey, I'm the big dog of the region. Sphinx says, I want to prove.
Didn't he like die to fall damage here or something? Or is that a different game?
He needs to put some respect on his name. Miro running out of build. That's his
Okay, yeah, he did die to fall damage. Yeah.
Shocking the world and becoming the 2023 champions.
I got not 1, but 2, but 3, but 4, but 5 FNCS wins. Make it 6 now.
Making Miro the GOAT to some.
6 FNCS wins.
And if you think this would be its peak, it wasn't. It just kept getting better. Because in the fall, Epic Games announced OG Fortnite, a return to the beloved Chapter 1 map and loot pool. And while no major
OG
tournaments
Fortnite's
took
kind of
place,
dead now.
major storylines emerged, mainly centered around player blowups and comebacks. Moneymaker and Asian Jeff saw huge surges in their popularity.
Yeah,
After an
I
almost
remember that.
2-year hiatus,
The
Mongrel
Mongrel
came back.
comeback.
And as OG Fortnite gave way to Chapter
Mr.
5,
Savage and
it
Mongrel.
became clear he was serious about competing, and duoed with Mr. Savage. And they made it all the way to FNCS semifinals. With a spot in Grand Finals on the line, Mongrel's first appearance since Stark's season, Mr. Savage did this.
Savage though took out Belusi.
Bro, Mongrel making Grands his first season back is still not talked about enough. Like, I know Savage was crazy this grands, but like Savage or Mongrel still played really well. Teeny, this is a crazy clutch by it. This clutch got them into grands, right? I remember watching this. Oh my gosh. Everybody just died. Bro, no siphon is still like so gross looking at, bro. Him getting 3 kills and not gaining any health is so like dumb. Damn.
In grand finals, Mustache and Malibuca would go on to win by just 1 point over Queasy and Thomas HD.
Another second for Thomas
for his first championship.
Dang, bro.
Finally, Acorn and Cold won the first grand finals on NA. As the 8th place team, Iamzo and Rise may have been DDoSed, because while they were in first, they failed to queue into 2 critical games on day 2.
Wow.
But it's gonna be Cold who turns things around. Double elimination here onto Clicks and
Wait,
Epic Whale.
was this video made before Peter ever even won in FNCS and duos with Poyo?
Have fought their way all the way up to first place, and it
Acorn and Cold were so good in this grands though too.
Your grand finals.
They should have done so much better at LAN also, man. If Cole never got sick, bro. Dang.
But Era 7 looks to be a competitive renaissance with massive viewership on FNCS, and what appears to be 4 more years in the current FNCS Major to Global Championship format. And it seems like after an over 6-year odyssey, Fortnite competitive is in a great place.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Which is great because we want to make videos about it for years to come. And shout out to It's Jarian because he's been a legend across all 7 eras.
Hey guys, so for this video,
under Steve Jobs at Apple during the grueling work periods where they created iconic products, he would often remind his team that the journey is the reward. And isn't that the perfect way to describe the 7 eras of competitive Fortnite? Like,
dang. Hey man, W video by Clutch Up. Of course, that's crazy that this was made before like the Peterbot dominant run. So, I mean, all of those eras obviously super hype. I think we're probably in the Peterbot era right now. This is probably the 8th era that we're currently living in. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Please use code KDog in the item shop. Thank God for another day. Shout out to Clutch Up once again. Peace out.